Welcome to LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication, the podcast that celebrates the incredible individuals who have shaped the heart and soul of the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Each episode, we'll dive deep into the stories of those who have devoted their careers to making a difference, not just in our organization, but in the lives of the people we serve every day.
We'll uncover their journeys, explore the moments that inspired them, and highlight the lasting impact of their commitment to LCAP's mission.
So whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply celebrate the amazing people who make LCAP what it is, thank you for joining us.
This is LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication.
Let's get started with today's guest.
You are now listening to LCAP Legacy, Decades of Dedication, and we're back for episode 6. And in the studio, of course, I have my wonderful co-hosts, Kim and Amber.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And we're back with a special guest also in the studio. Today we have Jackie Kosin, and she has been with LCAP for the past 24 years. So Jackie, thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so let's get right into it. Can you just give us a brief understanding of how you got involved with LCAP and kind of what led you into this current role that you're in now as the Transportation Administrative Coordinator?
They made up that title just for the record. I answered a blind ad in the paper, didn't know what I was applying for, and about a month after I applied, I got a call. It was Angela Elias, Angela Shawn, and she had called me in for an interview. And I interviewed with her and Vanessa, lovely now. And they offered me a position as a customer service rep. So I started as a customer service rep, and I was in that position for, I guess, maybe 5 or 6 years when Vanessa left. And I was promoted to Transportation Administrative Coordinator. They actually split Vanessa's job into 2, and Natalie took over the operations side, and I took over the administrative side. The administrative side is doing all the invoicing, billing, making sure we're in compliance with the grants, abiding by the guidelines and rules of the programs, and supervising the customer service reps. And so I've been in that position for 9 years, I think. 19 years, sorry. 19 years. And I feel like I came with the building, like I've been here forever. But it's a great place to work. Vanessa and I kindly refer to ourselves as bus geeks. When the new buses come in, we all run outside to see them. And so we are bus geeks. We live and breathe dealing with the buses, dealing with the clients, doing our best to help everybody. But yes, I'll be here 24 years in just a couple months.
And you made a joke out of it, but you kind of did see the transition from how ACTS has grown throughout the years. I believe it originated in this building, correct? And then you guys moved to Mercer Street, and in the future, we're going to be moving to the Frumill campus. So you've been here throughout that whole process. So how was it just watching how it has evolved over time?
Oh, we really have evolved. When I first started, the room upstairs where Linda Owens is, Linda Owens and all of customer service and all of dispatch were all right there. And we had like one cubicle wall on the front hallway, but all of us were right there up against each other. We were loud. We were noisy. Because we're on the radios, we're on the phones, our phones ring 24, well, I feel like it's 24/7, but from 8:30 to 4:30, the phones ring, and they do not stop all day. So we had at 1.5 customer service reps, and you have 5 customer service reps, 3 dispatchers, all talking at the same time in the same room. And then you have Linda taking care of the front counter at the same time. And at that point, when we first were all up there, the front counter didn't have those windows. So any customer that came in or they were sitting out in the lobby having a conversation, it was all noisy and loud. There was a little swinging door to let you in. And so then they put up the glass, which kind of helped with the noise. We put the walls around us to try and help with the noise. And in 2017, we moved up to the building on Mercer Street, where the buses are. The drivers, excuse me, the drivers had been up there. Originally, when we started, they had been in the room right off of where Linda is, that room that's now
Red Cross.
Red Cross
Yeah.
occupies. I'm like, somebody occupies that now. But the drivers were all in that room. And then we moved them up to the Mercer Street building because, we were just out of space. And then eventually, I say we threw weatherization out of the building and we moved up there. It was a lot more space for us. We were running out of room for files and all that because we are expanding. We are doing more trips now than we have ever done in my whole time here. We're averaging 400 to 450 trips a day. We have more buses, we have more drivers. I think the only thing we don't have more of is dispatchers and customer service reps. But it's been a growth experience.
What are some key moments that shaped your career path at Axe?
Maybe when I was promoted to a coordinator, taking on different responsibilities, learning different things, working on figuring out every year what trips we're going to do for the next year. And it's like a little game you play. You have to go, okay, well, we did this much this year. What do we think we're going to do next year? And then you have to apply for that amount for your grant. Now, we are lucky in the situation where if we overspend, we don't, okay, well, we're not going to do trips for the next 2 months, but they will expand our grant funding so that we can continue offering trips. So, it's been an experience learning how to kind of figure out what we're going to do for the next year. You're always working on last year, this year, and next year all at the same time.
So since you are so busy all the time, how do you prioritize your tasks when everything feels urgent?
In my world, I'm also the complaint department. So if it's if it is a customer complaint or a customer problem, something that it needs to be dealt with now, that is your priority. Our phones are always a priority, and so we always have to prioritize the phones, prioritize the client. The customer is our first and foremost, because if we're not prioritizing the customer, we don't have jobs. And we try and deal with them first and foremost. And then after that, it's getting the billing done, getting grants filed, getting whatever else is thrown. I always say I'm a Jackie of all trades, master of none.
We were waiting for that. We love when you say that because it's true.
Because years ago, we had a customer service rep, and she said, I just want to be able to finish one thing. I went, you're in the wrong position, because that's not how we work here. Everybody's multitasking all the time. So, and my desk always looks like a bomb went off. I always say a file cabinet threw up on my desk. But if I'm getting a visitor, I tend to clean it up and make it look at least neat. But Because I'm always working on 12 things, it never stops.
Well, that just shows how much you really do love your job.
I do.
Yes, you do, and I know. And not only are you great in the building, but you and I do a lot of outreach together for ACTS and LCAP, Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. So I see how you interact with the public and just everything that you bring and offer resources when we're out, and I think that's pretty amazing. So I wanted to share that. So we do go a lot of places together, and Jackie provides the best information about transportation here in Lawrence County and in all the other locations that we go to during the week too. Pittsburgh, Butler, Elwood, Mercer. Yeah. So
Mercer County.
yeah, Mercer County. I enjoy working with her very much.
We are the traveling roadshow.
That's what we tell everybody.
And you guys actually had the opportunity of being on a radio station before promoting LCAP and ACTS transportation services. So that was pretty cool. You guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So what was it? It'll be 3 summers ago, we were on Mix 98.9 with Gary Rivers, talking about ACTS Transportation and Lawrence County Community Action Partnership.
Elwood. We were down in Elwood, and it's a public station, and it all is operated by volunteers and everything. And we went down and talked about LCAP and what all they offer, and transportation and what all we offer. And it was a great experience.
Yes, it was very much. And they broadcast all over the world too. We found that out too down in Elwood City. Yeah, and you could listen live on their website. So yeah, we've done a lot together over the years.
Yeah, Amber, we have some celebrities in the studio.
Oh, we sure do.
So Jackie, obviously transportation plays like a critical role in connecting people to resources. So how does ACTS transportation programs impact the community?
Many of our consumers, and my customer service reps will say, I think this is the 6th time she's called today. Many of our consumers don't have anybody else. So our customer service reps may be the only people that they talk to all day, all week, have any interaction with. And when they ride, sometimes it's only the driver that they have interaction with. Luckily, sometimes, well, most of the time, there's other people on the bus, and they'll have some conversation with them. But yeah, a lot of our people wouldn't get out to get groceries or medication or get to the doctor because they don't have anybody, they don't have a car, they don't have access to get where they need to go. And we do our best to register our clients over the phone so that, they can get registered, they can get out, because the reality is our people don't have transportation. They can't get here to get help. They can't get anywhere, so they can't get groceries. So we do our best to get them where they need to go.
And here down at the main office, we'll get calls sometimes from ACTS, some older folks, and they just, like Jackie said, they want to talk because, we are the only people maybe they talk to in that day or that week, and they love their drivers. They talk about the ACTS drivers and how much, they mean to them and everything that they do for them and how excited they are to see them and, how nice it is to get out to Giant Eagle or to go out to Walmart or, to go down to Pittsburgh without having to pay that parking fee and all that gas, the gas prices. So I enjoy talking to them too, and I know how much you guys over there at ACTS mean to them.
And our drivers worry about their passengers too. They really do. They will come in and say, hey, I haven't heard from so-and-so. They haven't been riding. I don't think they've rode in a couple months. Do we know what's going on with them? And a lot of times customer service or me or Donetta will call and say, hey, just checking in on you, or if a passenger trips on their way to the bus on the sidewalk or whatever, the drivers will write it up and I'll call and just make sure they're okay. So the drivers worry about them, and, we talk about it in customer service, I wonder where so-and-so's been. They haven't rode and we haven't talked to them, and we always worry.
In addition to that, I think it's also important to highlight how ACTS also works with the community. So if you are maybe a parent who has a child who needs services, you can also sign up for those type of services. You can have your child dropped off. You can also monitor your child while they're on the bus. And then you guys also work with people who have disabilities, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Anybody 65 or over is automatically eligible through the Pennsylvania Lottery program. Those commercials you see that Pennsylvania Lottery helps senior citizens, they really do. And I always say that's why I do scratch off tickets. It's job security, and I'm helping the seniors because I'm going to be one real soon. And so it provides a lot of subsidy to their transportation services. So they have a minor copay. And then we have other agencies like Challenges, Options on Aging. They supplement trips for Lawrence County residents to the senior center and to any medical appointments. And the county commissioners has granted us some money to get seniors to grocery shopping. So if they go grocery shopping, it's $1 each way, and that was a great program offered by them.
I know you mentioned about multitasking at ACTS, how that's a very important trait that somebody has to have in that job. Is there another strength or personality trait that you could think of that somebody should have in that field?
Empathy. You know,
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, empathy, and like my customer service reps. Debbie's been there 21 years and Bobby 20 years, or 20 and 19, but both of them close to 20. And when I was hiring a customer service rep to work with them, part of my interviewing is that I need someone who is going to work well with them too, because we're in tight quarters, we're together for 8 hours a day. So you really need to be able to work well with one another. And we had hired Donetta, which has since been promoted. And when we replaced Donetta, we hired Rochelle. And Rochelle blended right in, so did Donetta. And we're a big dysfunctional family up there.
You're a great team. I know when I go up there to bring something and to see you all, I love the energy there and you know the dedication that you ladies and gentlemen too, you know, bring to the community. I see it.
Yeah, and they work really well together. They're very considerate of each other and each other's time, and so you know that's definitely and as far as the consumers, they enjoy them too. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some that make them a little crazy, but I make them a little crazy.
Comes with the job.
Yes, right. Well, you all come from great leadership up there, yourself and Vanessa. So, you know, good job to you too.
Thank you.
So, Jackie, can you share a memorable experience at work that you've had that's taught you something valuable?
I've been here a long time. I'll tell you a funny story.
Okay.
When I was hired, Patty Pedro did the human resource function. And y'all met Patty Pedro. And so she did all your startup paperwork and for your insurance and everything. And then she walked you around the building. And she's walking me around the building and she says to me, "This is where your desk is going to be." And introduced me to Anita and Carol. And she said, "You know Vanessa." And then she said, "And we don't eat at our desks because, you know, we have to be careful we don't get mice. And so nobody eats at their desk." And as she, like within 30 seconds of her saying that, she reaches in Anita's drawer, pulls out a bag of potato chips, takes a handful, rolls it up, puts it back in the drawer, and then eating them as she's showing me around the room. And I'm like, wait, did she just say that you're not allowed to eat at your desk, but she just took those chips out of that desk and she's eating them? So that was my funny story, I thought. And I always remember that. I loved Patty. Patty was great, and she has recently retired, and I miss seeing her. And the two Patties were. My sister always said, "Now is that Aunt Patty or the other Patty?" Because Patty Cardella, a friend of hers, is Patty Cardella's niece. So we always referred to them as Aunt Patty and Patty P.
I love that because 24 years later, just before she retired, she was still going in to Rachel or Linda's desk now and grabbing a bag of chips or grabbing, her treat and just going off with it.
Yeah, so
Things never change, huh?
yeah, I think as far as like learning things, it was 24 years of learning. I'm still learning. There's still times where I go, oh wait, can we do that? I need to look that up.
And you kind of teased at the whole retiring thing. So, as you start to think about retirement, as you also look back on your career here at LCAP, if you could say what your legacy is that you would like to leave, what would that be?
That I've always worked hard. I've always done what it was needed, and sometimes with this little smart mouth, but it's in my nature. But I hope that when people think of me, they think, she was a good boss, that she was a fair boss, and I have no problem doing everybody's job anytime. I know there's about probably 2 things that I really don't know how to do in my department. Just because I've had somebody to do it for so long that I've kind of forgotten how to do it now. But if tomorrow came and there were no customer service reps and the phones were ringing, I'd be able to answer it. I'd be able to schedule them. I'd be able to handle the problems. I'd be able to do what needed to be done to keep ACTS running.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the personal round of asking personal questions and make our way to the quick fire round. So how that works is we're going to ask you a series of questions and you can just respond with whatever comes to the top of your head first. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and have Amber start off with the first question.
All right. I already know the answer to this, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, but what is your biggest work superpower?
Multitasking.
You're the Jackie of all trades.
I am.
Yes, she sure is.
Master of none. I always say I'm an axe murderer.
She does too. I
like
love
that.
it. Yes.
Because every time Kim and I do an outreach, I always make sure I have some Axe clothing on. I have an Axe t-shirt on or an Axe hoodie on, my Axe coat. And
she does.
so I always say I'm all axed up. But I always say, yeah, I'm an Axe murderer.
And I'll tell you what, that sets off our whole outreach.
They all laugh.
Everybody loves it. Yes. Yes. They look forward to
Anybody
Jackie
that
coming
knows
in.
me might be scared, but
And Jackie, so what is one of your most favorite sayings?
I do tell my customer service reps all the time, hey, we're probably the only ones that you're talking to. Try, even if they're cantankerous, please try and be pleasant. And then Jackie of all trades.
Not the Jackie.
That's right. So who would you say is the most influential person in your life?
Who runs my life is this 4-year-old named Jack. But influential. I don't know. I've learned a lot over the years from Angela Shawn, from Vanessa Lovely. And I've learned a lot from my customer service reps because they'll go, oh, and I've never been one to say, I'm the boss, what I say goes. So if they come to me and say, what do you think of us doing this? Hey, I think that's a great idea. So I don't know if there's any one particular person.
And you mentioned Jack. Tell us a little bit about Jack. Who is Jack?
Jackson is my 4-year-old grandson, and he's a tyrant, I swear. He thinks your daughter Ella is his best friend forever.
And Ella says the same thing about him. I told your daughter Jen and I, her Jackie's daughter, we went to school together, so we've known each other many, many years, besides Jackie and I being neighbors too in the past. But Ella will say the same thing. Jackson, he's my boyfriend. And somebody asked her the other day about who's your favorite friend, and she's like, Jackson, of course.
Yeah, he's 4 years old. He is on the spectrum. He's very high functioning, but he is a little tyrant. It's his way or the highway. He has oppositional defiance disorder, ADHD. He's like a little tyrant. It's like, and so every morning I take him to Ben Franklin, our daycare up there, before I come to work, and he goes, Graham, give me your badge, because he wants to badge the door so he can let himself into the building. Aww. So he doesn't have to push the button and ask to get in. So he grabs my badge, he badges us in, and then we go in, and as soon as he gets to the second door, you have to wait for the light to come on for the door to open. And he's too short, so he doesn't trigger that door. So he waits for me to get closer, and he watches as soon as it turns green, he pulls the door open, and he goes tearing in. He drops his coat about 10 feet inside the door, and he runs all the way to the other end of the hall to his classroom. And then he's going, come on, Graham, come on. So, yes, he's my little tyrant.
He's your little sidekick.
Yes.
Those badges, I'll tell you. These kiddos love them.
And as soon as I go, Jack, settle down, he goes, I love you. Like, he's working me. He is working me right up.
He knows what he's doing.
Right.
They know, yeah. He'll be preparing for the big art show that we're going to have for our early learning. So I'm sure he's getting his artistic skills ready to start painting and getting ready for the big show coming up in April.
Yeah, and I actually have 3 grandkids. Jordan, who's 16, Annabelle, who will be 15 very soon, and then this little Jack, and he's spoiled rotten by all of them.
So if you could instantly learn any new skill, what would it be?
Speak Spanish.
That's a good one.
Good, yeah.
Yeah. I know the important things of Spanish. Hello, goodbye, kiss me. I learned kiss me in college. So, yeah, we have some Spanish-speaking families, Spanish-only speaking families. So I would love to be able to speak Spanish so that I could be able to interpret for them.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, if it was like Spanish.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Jackie, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where are you thinking?
Some beach.
Somewhere.
With a big umbrella. Yeah, probably some beach. Actually, it probably won't even be a beach. It'll probably be the desert. It'll probably be Arizona.
You're going to move to Arizona, you think?
My husband would love to. He would love me to retire now. He's been asking me for, it'll be 5 years in April. When are you going to retire? But I'm going to hang out a couple more years. Dawnetta doesn't allow me to retire because I haven't taught her everything yet. And so my goal is to stay a couple years, health permitting. You never know what tomorrow brings. But 5 years, yeah, I'll probably be retired in my recliner or on a beach. But I am a little sun baby, so I like to hang out in a pool.
I think your customer service reps are definitely going to fight you when you try to retire.
Well, we've told Vanessa because, Deb's a few years older than me and John's a few years older than me, that all 3 of us should retire at the same day. And she's going, you are not allowed. You are not allowed.
A year in between one another. Yeah. Well, I don't want you to retire either. I don't know what I would do without you.
I know.
Yeah. We're sidekicks here.
And if you could describe your journey in at LCAP in one word, what would it be?
Enjoyable.
Nice.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we all have those days where you go, okay, I just need to get out of here today. I need to go home. I need to have a drink or go eat chocolate. But all in all, I've really enjoyed working at LCAP. I've been at ACTS my entire career with it. And I never thought of it as a job. I always thought of it as a career. I've had jobs in the past, and this one was it kind of suited me. I like helping people. It's an enjoyment. Sometimes it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle, trying to fit everything in where you need to fit it. And so, yeah, enjoyable.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, as we wrap up this episode, is there anything else that you would like to get off your chest or say?
No, but I love you guys.
Well, we love you too so
we
much.
sure do.
Yes, we've been looking forward to this podcast episode for you to come on for, a few weeks now. So we're happy to have you here today.
I know I missed my first setup because I was sick.
Well, that's not only
And I
you.
didn't
It
think
was
you
going
wanted-
around.
I didn't think you wanted to be in a confined space with me.
No, but we're glad we
appreciate it.
got you.
And I also want to mention, too, about Axe Transportation. You guys are amazing in recycling because we do a recycling challenge here at Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. And what it is, it's through the Trex decking. And so we do a little challenge here as a little inside fun with all of our LCAP locations to see which location has the most recyclables. And it's plastic material that we recycle. And for the whole year, we are to gain 1,000 pounds of recycled material. And I'll tell you what, Axe, they are always on it. I mean, Dawnetta sends me pictures of the mountains of recycling that you guys collect, your drivers, your dispatch, you ladies in customer service, Head Start drivers. I mean, you guys do amazing. All that material all the time. And we do a yearly bench that's made out of the Trex decking. And you guys have won the last 2 years.
We're
And
going for a three-peat.
oh, I know. I hear it all the time. You have 2 benches now that has a plaque, Axe Transportation and Ally Coordinated Transportation Services. So I just wanted to mention that because not only do are you all there for, the people in the community who need transportation, but helping our earth too.
Well, on a little side note of the recycling, Vanessa, her daughter is a Girl Scout. And
Yes,
you
she
know
is.
that
I do know
because
that. Mhm.
You bring Fredo up to the Girl Scouts. Well, they were going to be selling cookies. I think they were going to be at the Crane Room.
Yeah, right outside there.
Yeah,
Yes.
they move around. They'll go to Giant Eagle. They'll be at the Crane Room. But then somebody texted her and said, "Hey, if you have any plastic bags that we can use for cookies, please bring them." And Vanessa's like, "Oh no, I am not taking my plastic bags. they
needs
have to go in our recycle."
I love that. Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yes,
right there.
it sure is. I just wanted to mention that because you guys do really amazing work up there too.
And I actually have one more question. So April 1st is the Axe 25th anniversary. Are you guys
Yes.
doing anything fun for that?
Not really. We're going to put it out on social media and all that. It's just, it's 25 years since the drivers came in-house. Axe was around just a little bit longer than that, but it was when the drivers came in-house that we are saying, hey, this is Axe. And it'll be 25 years. And next Tuesday is Transit Worker Appreciation Day, and that is a statewide thing. We are going to do like pizza for the staff, but for the anniversary now. And then the first week of May, we do Rider Appreciation Day, and that's a statewide event. And so we got some activities coming up.
Yes, some really good activities.
Yeah.
Yes, that needs to be shared because that's amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, 25 years. Axe was here just shortly before I got here.
All right. Well, thank you so much for shedding a little light on your story and your journey here through LCAP. That'll go ahead and wrap up our 6th episode for LCAP Legacy Decades of Dedication. And we'll be back next week with another special guest in the studio. So thank you again for joining us today, Jackie.
And thank you all for having me.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.